Welcome into another episode of Action Talk. I'm your host, Mark Saavedra, and I'm joined by my co-host, Thomas Shafer. And another week of November means another week of this beer coming in. And man, I'm pretty happy with my week 2 to week 3 progress. I don't know what you're thinking, Thomas, but I'm satisfied.
It's coming in okay, like kind of what I figured, because you said that you weren't able to grow beards. So, you're looking like a high schooler, but I mean, that's not the worst thing. You could look like you're 45 and not 25.
True. I'm glad I'm babyface, so hopefully I'll be able to, smack on the young honeys when I'm an old part. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that. We're going to get into this Week 11 slate. We're done with the kumbaya stuff and the 4 games we agree on. That's nonsense. We're getting back to the arguing. If you want to follow us on Action Talk Bets on Instagram and Twitter, that's where you'll get all our consensus plays. But here, we're going to argue a little bit. So let's get right into it, Thomas. 1 o'clock game. We've got the Titans going to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Got a 6.5 point spread here. 2 6-3 teams. How you feeling about this one?
I got to go with the Ravens. I'm going to lay the 6.5 points. The Titans have dropped 3 of their last 4 games. And the Ravens have the number 1 scoring defense. And I know people are thinking, oh, Lamar hasn't been playing well the last couple of weeks, but neither has Ryan Tannehill. He's under 55% completion percentage. And I think that this defense is going to be able to bottle up Derrick Henry enough to make Ryan Tannehill have to make plays. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that. And I think Lamar Jackson and the Ravens get their revenge from last year's divisional playoff loss and cover and win. Titans just haven't been great lately, and even when they've won games, they haven't looked good doing it.
I have to agree. Like I said, I think both these teams are suspect, honestly. They both have had some big flops. The Ravens just happen to lose in all their big moment games against the Chiefs, against the Steelers, Sunday night. I mean, huge upset. So this is a game that has a lot of playoff implications. It's already, week 11, so these games start to matter. I mean, the Ravens are not – it doesn't look like they're catching the Steelers. The Steelers have a pretty easy rest of the schedule, 9-0. You're not going to get in with the division, so this is a possible wild card, one of those last playoff spot games. So this is a must-win game. And like you always say, Thomas, good teams win, great teams cover. I don't think the Ravens are a great team, so I got to fade you here. Rolling the Titans plus 6.5. I think this spread is way too big for 2 suspect teams.
That's fine with me, man. We'll just keep going through these games because we're finally disagreeing again, and I'm excited about that. But from going from one MVP to another MVP, we have Aaron Rodgers on the road at Indianapolis Colts. Colts are a 2.5 point favorite. Who do you like here, man?
It pains me. It hurts down to my core. But God, the Packers just don't make sense. I gotta roll with the minus 2.5, man. Gotta take the Colts. Like I said, the Titans, I think the extra couple days rest and prep is going to help this team too. This is a very, very good defense. Top 5 when you're talking about facing quarterbacks and their completion percentage. Number 2 in terms of pass yards allowed. So Aaron Rodgers is going to have a little bit of a hard time against this defense. This is a really good defense, and I don't like how they looked against Jacksonville. I know they kind of, undermined their opponent, but that was very unconvincing. So I didn't like what I saw from them last week. Fading the Packers here, and like I said, it pains me.
Yeah, my mind is like screaming at me, telling me Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, is an underdog. You have to take that, right? So I'm just going to go opposite of what my brain thinks and say, no, this is a trap game. This is BS. This line is sketchy. The Colts have the number 1 ranked defense right now through 10 weeks. And I am concerned about the Packers. Like you said, they struggled against a really bad Jacksonville Jaguars team. And I don't think that they're going to win this game. I think the Colts, as much as it pains me to say, because I don't think Phillip Rivers is good, but he's done enough to keep this team and this defense in games and being able to win. So as much as it hurts me to say that, I'm going with Phillip Rivers, but I'm going to lay the small number with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It really does. I love Aaron Rodgers. I hate betting against him, against Russell Wilson. But you know what? This week I find myself doing both those things. So it just turns out that way. And there you go. We agreed on one. And I think we're going to have to agree on this next one because I don't see how you can possibly go against Andy Reid coming off a bye. The man is 18-3 coming off the bye. Thomas, I'm laying the 6.5. How are you feeling about this game in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'm all over this one with you, laying the 6.5 points. I'm actually excited that the Raiders are 6-3 because I think that's the only reason why this spread is less than 7 points. So, congrats to John Gruden and everything he's doing there, but I don't think they're going to sweep the I don't think John Gruden in the Las Vegas Raiders are going to sweep the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and his cheat code offense. So lay those 6 points or 6.5 points, whatever it is right now. But, man, Chiefs.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, this Raiders defense is right around middle of the pack, and that's just not going to cut it against this Chiefs offense, as we know. And the Raiders dogged them last time. I think they're like 10-point underdogs. And I think they did like a victory lap around Arrowhead, if I'm not mistaken. So with that fuel, adding that fuel to the fire, Andy Reid coming off a bye, this team's going to come out and annihilate the Raiders. I feel sorry for them. Definitely in that 6.5. You got to. I just don't see how you can go against Andy Reid and the Chiefs coming off a bye. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a good story that the Las Vegas Raiders are actually a winning football team again. And, well, first time in Vegas history, I guess. It's good that they got out of Oakland. But, that's cool and all. But Patrick Mahomes, I don't think you can bet against that guy.
Yeah, you just can't do it. It's a cardinal sin. And that's going to make for a great primetime game. And this week has blessed us with 2 incredible primetime games. Monday night, we've got the Rams going down to Tampa to face TB12 and the Bucs. And they're favored, those Buccaneers, by 3.5 points. Thomas, how you feeling here?
I'm a TB12 fanboy, so I have to go with Tom Brady and laying the 3.5 points. I know I'm kind of going chalky, picking all these favorites, but I have to. I don't see him having 2 bad primetime games in a row because he was awful against the Saints, but the whole team was awful against the Saints. So, I'm not going to throw too much shade at him because that game had no chance. But the Rams have had a really good season so far, and they have a really underrated defense. They're like number 2 in ranked defense, number 2 in scoring defense. So these guys are really good. But I think going to Tampa Bay is going to be a tough task for Jared Goff. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Tom Brady in this elite receiving core that the Bucs have assembled. Chris Godwin looked really good last week. Mike Evans made an incredible touchdown. Maybe, it was before DeAndre Hopkins' touchdown catch, but it was a ridiculous catch that reminded me of like Randy Moss in his prime. And then AB, he had a pretty good game, so I think that they're not going to be able to keep up with them. So lay the 3.5 points.
I just had to do the call, God, because I love Antonio Brown on the field. But sorry, man. Like you said, very chalky bet. A lot of people are thinking, no way Brady has 2 bad games at home in a row. And maybe he doesn't, but he's going against a very good defense. They've given up the 3rd least passing yards this season and the least yards per attempt this season. So I really like the Rams here, plus 3.5. I think they're undervalued because, we've seen them lose to the Dolphins and, they had suspect losses. They squeaked out a 17-8 win against the Giants. Like, we've seen some weird things, but let's not forget, the Bucs also squeaked out 25-23 win against the Giants. So both these teams have had some weird games, and I don't know if I could trust the Bucs to cover 3.5 here. I really like the Rams. Gotta lay the 3.5. I don't know about money line, but I'm definitely gonna take that small spread of plus 3.5.
Yeah. So me and you didn't hit our best bets last week. So we both struggled there. Who do you like this week? So we need to bounce back. And I know we will. So who do you got?
My best bet this week, I got to keep it in division. Got to go with the Browns money line, minus 180.
No. That's
all.
all. No.
Yeah, no explanation there, man. Just Browns money line 180. Minus 180, excuse me. I've been going with the spreads today. But this is a game that I definitely don't think the Browns, I don't think I could trust them to cover, especially what we saw last week, that weird ending with Nick Chubb. So I'm just going to go with the money line minus 180. Sorry, Thomas. I know you wanted more, but it's my best bet, man. I don't think it needs much explanation. Eagles suck.
It's all good. It's all good. I just thought like maybe I lost you over the Zoom chat or whatever because you just kind of stopped talking. I'm just like.
If I get into how bad the Eagles are, I'm gonna be here for 35 minutes. So I just thought, best bet, give it to you. Let me shut my mouth because I don't want to talk about how bad Carson Wentz and the Eagles are and Doug Peterson, which does help make Carson Wentz look worse. But that's enough of that. Sorry. What's your
That's
best
fair.
bet? Enough of
That's
that.
fair. Hey, I wanted an explanation, so I'm glad that you gave me an explanation. That your explanation would have been too long. That let's just move on. So I got to go with the Vikings -7. They're 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games, and the defense has been teeing off with all these guys that I've never even heard of. These undrafted guys, they're playing really good. Zimmer may have turned the corner with these guys. I think they really needed preseason because they had so many holes to fill with new guys shuffling in. But I really like them against the Cowboys to cover the 7 points. I don't care who plays quarterback for the Cowboys this weekend. It's not going to matter. Vikings cover. He's gone. Jefferson, Thielen, and Cook. My bad. Shades of, the Minneapolis Miracle in the back of my head. But this team's too loaded to not cover against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm slamming that -7 too. But not my best bet. My favorite underdog this week. Man, how can you not like the Falcons, right? I mean, going against Jameis Winston and the Saints. I mean, even with Drew Brees, I was definitely liking that +5. But man, I gotta go with the +190 money line right now. So I'm going with the Falcons money line against the Saints. Man, I can't trust Jameis Winston.
So I've actually lost my last 2 favorite underdogs after that hot streak that I was on. So I got to bounce back, and I'm going with Joe Burrow and the Bengals against the Washington football team. I usually love to bet on the team with the better defense, but this Washington football offense is so pathetic. You got Alex Smith gimping around. You got the running backs are just below average. They're Terry McLaurin's good, but can Alex Smith get him the ball? I don't think so consistently. So I got to go with Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. Let's go, man. They've been a nice little combination for the rookie combination this year.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned them because I actually like the Bengals. I'm going to put them in some, underdog parlays, just my best bet parlay. And in my 16 teaser, and here you go. Here it is. I'm grabbing the Jets because I think the Jets are going to cover that outright. So I'm definitely going to tease them up to 15, taking the Packers, Falcons, Vikings, Bengals, and Chiefs. To me, this is a lock. So lock it up. 6-1 odds. You know the deal is. Thomas, I know you're not a fan of the teasers, so I think you're going to hit me with a parlay, right?
Yeah, I've been struggling with these teasers. So you know what? I'm just going to take a week off, come back with a nice win on this parlay that I have. So we got the Browns -3.5. Mark just explained why. Eagles are terrible. Vikings to cover the spread against the Cowboys, and the Bucs to cover the spread against the Rams. $10 pays you out $63. I don't even want to do the math of how much money you guys are putting on these games, but $10 pays out $63.
That's pretty nice, man. And I don't know if I'd say I explained it. I mean, I needed a little probing and whatnot, but that's enough there, the Browns. And, man, I'm feeling a little spicy, Thomas. I don't know. I feel like if you gamble, what are you doing if you're not taking these long shots that are, like, life-altering bets? Like the other day for the Masters, I had a $1 3-ball parlay. I was to win $7,500. So you know what? I was inspired, and I think you were inspired from the Masters parlay. So we're just going to throw out some 12-team parlays. And, Thomas, here's mine. Mine is pretty juicy, man. I mean, it's, you got some spread, got some money line in there. But my goodness, this is hefty, man. $5 to win $3,700. I don't know what more you want from a $5 bet. But as you can see, locked it in and keep my fingers crossed, man.
I think you're selling yourself short because last week you did a 12-team 3-ball parlay for the Masters, and it was $1 to pay $33,000. It wasn't $500. It was $33,000. That's Thursday. A lot more. That's a lot more money than $500. So I think you may have forgot, but I remember. Unfortunately, it didn't hit. But you got to take chances like this. Why else are we gambling if you're not taking a chance like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely forgot about that one. You're right. On Thursday, I had the one for 33 grand. On Sunday, I had the one for 7,500. Try to be a little more conservative, but yeah, man. So tell me, show me what do you got here for your long shot?
So I got this 12-teamer. Let me see if I even can say this number. It's 182,000 odds. Those are the odds, 182 to 1 odds. So I went against this. I went against the spread. I wasn't going to pay for any juice because this is, like we said, a long shot. So I went against the spread on all these like NFL games. Got some college football. I got some over-unders, and I even sprinkled in Jason Day, top 20 this weekend on the PGA Tour. Why not? I mean, you're getting plus 155 on that. So I think that's a pretty good bet in itself. But, we threw in these 12 teams. This is $1. I put $1 on this, $1.43, those weird numbers I always bet on. But $1.43 to win $2,600. Like, come on, man. Like, if this hits, I might not even be on the show next Tuesday. You might have to find a new host or a new co-host.
I mean, I definitely won't be going into my 9 to 5, so I can tell you that much if any of these hit. But if you don't have $1 to do this, I mean, what are you really doing? I know people that do these $20 and $50 parlays that are just stupid long shots. Put $1 on this to win $7 grand, man. Are you kidding me? Whatever, $2 grand, 3, whatever the hell it is, man. Do it. And make sure, like I said, to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Action Talk Bets. And please don't forget to like and subscribe below. We'll be giving you guys a consensus plays on our social media platforms. And on what games we differ, we will be giving out those picks as well, just to reiterate. So thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Action Talk. And please be sure to like and subscribe below.